Welcome to the MMA Highlight Channel. Alright guys, just got some news for you. Just looking at an article that just came out after the Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier heavyweight title fight. Brock Lesnar challenges Daniel Cormier. I'm coming for you. Now this is from ESPN, just so you guys know. Las Vegas. Former UFC heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar returned to the company Saturday and will face UFC heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier, who defeated Stipe Miocic in the main event of UFC 226. We're definitely going to make that fight, said UFC President Dana White, who didn't have a date or location for the fight yet. Lesnar hit me up a couple of days ago and said, "Sorry I went dark on you, but I had some stuff I had to take care of. But I'm going to come to the fight this weekend." I said, "Okay, see you Saturday." He came here tonight, all fired up. Lesnar took a front row seat at T-Mobile Arena next to White before the championship fight between Miocic and Cormier. White had previously said Lesnar would be returning to the company later this year. Lesnar is currently in WWE, where he is the Universal Champion. "As soon as he came to my seat, he was acting like a lunatic," Dana White said. "He was fired up and excited for this fight. His gut told him Stipe was going to win because he felt Cormier put too much weight on for this fight and that was going to affect him, but it didn't. The plan was for Lesnar to challenge whoever won the main event," Dana White said. After Cormier, who is also the UFC light heavyweight champion and became only the second two-division champion in company history, defeated Miocic, he grabbed the microphone as if he were on an episode of WWE Raw and looked at Lesnar, who was standing outside the octagon. And I'll just quickly say the only other two-division champion in the UFC was Conor McGregor, just so you guys know, at the MMA Highlight Channel. And continued, Daniel Cormier said, "There's a guy that I've known for a long time. He's a wrestler. He's an All-American. He's a former UFC champion. I never thought I would fight him, but Brock Lesnar, get your ass in here," Cormier said as the crowd erupted. Lesnar stepped into the octagon and had to be restrained from attacking Cormier. I'll just quickly say there, it was more like he ran into the octagon and he had to be restrained. Alright, I'll let you guys decide. But here at the MMA channel, I think the MMA Highlight Channel, I think it was definitely a WWE style setup. I don't think Brock Lesnar and Daniel Cormier hate each other. If you hate Daniel Cormier, I think you're an idiot. Anyway, continue. So, Daniel Cormier said, "Yeah, you're strong," Cormier said, "but everybody's strong. Push me now, you go to sleep later. Your day is in the past. 2010 is like the Stone Age." So Cormier was obviously referring to the last time that Brock Lesnar was UFC heavyweight champion. So 8 years ago, a while ago, long time ago really. And I'll continue. Lesnar became the UFC heavyweight champion in 2008 by defeating Randy the Natural Couture in just his third fight in the company. I think it was his fourth MMA fight because I think he fought in Dynamite USA against a heavyweight Japanese guy who I can't remember his name. I think it was Min Sin Kim, something like that. But yeah, I'm not remembering his name very well. Anyway, Brock Lesnar won the UFC Heavyweight Championship 2008 from Randy Couture. It was only his fourth MMA fight. He lost the title in 2010 to Cormier's friend and training partner Cain Velasquez. Interesting. And there's the photo there of Cormier and Brock Lesnar having to be restrained from each other because they were trying to violently attack each other. Although that push that Brock gave Daniel looked pretty powerful. I reckon if anyone got pushed by Brock Lesnar, they would go flying. But then after you saw Cormier pushed Brock Lesnar back, and you know, Brock didn't react at all. He kind of smiled and he moved a bit, like sort of as if he took it nicely. He took it. You could tell it was a setup, you know, but it's awesome, you know. I love it. I love that bit of WWE, that bit of, you know, Cormier being the face. He deserves to be the baby face. And then Lesnar is the heel. He likes playing up the heel in the UFC, I think. And at the end, how Lesnar abused the camera and like hit it with the microphone. Poor Joe Rogan gets the microphone taken from him, from Daniel Cormier, and then gets taken from Lesnar and smacked into the camera. So got in the subtitles here. After Daniel Cormier grabbed the microphone in a move reminiscent of WWE Raw, Brock Lesnar stepped into the octagon and had to be restrained from attacking the new heavyweight champion. On Saturday, White had to get between Lesnar and Cormier before Lesnar got on the microphone himself. This is Lesnar. "Let me tell you something. I walked into this building and watched a heavyweight disaster from the beginning," Lesnar said. "Nagano is a piece of shit. Miocic is a piece of shit. DC, I'm coming for you, motherfucker." Lesnar then pushed the microphone into the camera as if he was still in the WWE before he was led out of the octagon. Now, I'll just say here, he didn't push the microphone into the camera. He smashed the microphone like a baseball bat into the camera. As I said before, poor little Joe Rogan. Yeah, I'll continue. This is Dana White talking. "I told Lesnar to relax and calm down. We get it. There's going to be a fight. Calm down," White said. "They were both into it. DC pushed me up against the cage. I'm too old for this shit. You can't be doing that to me." They were all fired up. Everybody in there was crazy. As Lesnar left, Cormier had one final thing to say as his family gathered in the center of the octagon. So Daniel Cormier says, "Hey Brock, get out of my octagon. I got some pictures to take." Which I thought was a nice way to finish it. Daniel Cormier, 39 years of age, and Brock Lesnar are both accomplished amateur wrestlers. Very accomplished amateur wrestlers, I'll add, who have often debated who would win a dream fight if they stepped onto the mat or into the cage. Dana White said, "They've known each other a long time with the whole wrestling thing. They talk a lot of shit to each other about wrestling and who would have won in wrestling and who would have done this or that. There is a thing with those two about who would win, and now they're gonna find out." The United States Anti-Doping Agency suspended Lesnar for 1 year in January 2017 because of multiple failed drug tests around UFC 200 on July 9th, 2016. Lesnar came out of a nearly 5-year retirement to face Mark the Super Samoan beast of a fighter, Mark Hunt, at UFC 200 in Las Vegas. Lesnar won the fight via unanimous decision, but it was later changed to a no contest after the positive tests were revealed. So, obviously Lesnar tested positive for banned drugs, steroids. Tested positive for steroids. Lesnar, who turns 41 on Thursday, retired from mixed martial arts in February 2017, which meant he was no longer included in USADA's testing pool under UFC's anti-doping program. Very conveniently no longer included in USADA's testing pool, I'll add, so he can take steroids and be massive and cut at the age of 41 and fight in the WWE. But I'm a fan, I'll add, and I have nothing against Brock Lesnar. I'll continue. Lesnar, who will officially re-enter the pool, so that's USADA's testing pool, next week, and is still required to fulfill the remaining 5 months of his suspension, although White said Saturday he was under the impression it was 6 months. So Dana White says, the process has started. They started the process last week. I don't know where they are in the process. He's going to pop up on the board here soon on Monday or Tuesday. If the suspension is 5 months, Lesnar could be back as soon as UFC 232 on December 29th in Las Vegas. If the suspension is 6 months, his return would have to wait till 2019. In the interim, White said Daniel Cormier, 39 years of age, could defend his UFC light heavyweight title before getting ready for a UFC heavyweight title fight against Brock Lesnar. Okay. Now, what do I think? Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier. Who would win? Very interesting fight. They're both wrestlers. Lesnar's a lot bigger. Bigger, bulkier, stronger fighter than Cormier. Now, that's easy to say, but Cormier came in weighing, I think it was 246 pounds for the heavyweight fight against Stipe. He's very comfortable fighting at heavyweight. We saw he was a lot shorter than Stipe, but that didn't seem to matter. I don't think weighing 246 pounds means he's a small heavyweight at all. He is probably shorter than the average heavyweight, but if you see him fight heavyweight like Josh Barnett, Big Silver, he manhandles these men. And Josh Barnett was a heavyweight champion at one stage. He was a beast in Pride. He was a wrestling champion as well. So, you know, and if you see Daniel Cormier fight Dan Henderson, he was a beast. He's only lost once, and that was to what people say was against the pound for pound god of all time, John Jones. So Cormier is an absolute legend. For him to win against Stipe is amazing. I'll probably give my thoughts on that in another video, but yeah, against Brock Lesnar, he's 39 years old. He did hurt his back apparently in training for the Stipe fight, so I'd like to see what kind of shape he would get in against Brock Lesnar. He's 39, Brock Lesnar's 41. Brock Lesnar's taller, he's bigger. Brock Lesnar's a wrestler. He's a ground and pound kind of guy. Traditional wrestler. He's like a modern day Mark Coleman, but bigger, stronger, probably better, more mixed martial arts technique. I'll give the fight to Cormier by either TKO in the later rounds or even a submission. I could see him pulling something off sneaky. Unless Brock just goes full demolition and destroys him. And just dominates like he can do. When Brock is on, he can dominate. He can be an absolute machine. Kind of like Mark Kerr in his prime. Brock Lesnar can be a scary guy when he's on. And it takes very solid technique to beat him, which Daniel Cormier has. Just whether the size difference and height difference won't be too much of an advantage to Brock Lesnar. So Yeah, I picked Cormier. The MMA Highlight Channel picks Daniel Cormier against Brock Lesnar in the later rounds. But Brock Lesnar could win it. He is a beast. Has the doping charge affected Brock Lesnar? Because all eyes are going to be on him when this fight comes. They're going to want to test him. Everyone's going to want his head if he tests as negative. So he's going to have to test positive before the fight. Daniel Cormier has even mentioned that he will fight Brock Lesnar and Jones. He would love those two fights before he retires. But they have to test positive. He doesn't want either of them being on steroids when he fights them. Brock Lesnar's last fight was a unanimous decision victory against Mark Hunt, and he tested positive for steroids after that fight, so it was overturned to a no contest. But he dominated in that fight. That is something to think of as well. He looked really good in that fight. But, you know, UFC 200 was a while ago now. UFC 226 is already done, so time flies. Has Lesnar still got it? I don't think being in the WWE in the meantime is the equivalent to fighting all this time that Daniel Cormier has been fighting and training hard. So yeah, the MMA Highlight Channel picks Daniel Cormier. Please like, share and subscribe to the MMA Highlight Channel.